Hello and welcome to day 4 of the Understandable Lifestyle course / program / challenge. Today we're focusing on character strengths in this video. For the last couple of days there has been some attachment in the emails and some talk of these 24 character strengths as categorized by the VIA Institute on Character. The science behind this, and why I've included this as a large part of the program, is that people, when applying values and strengths within affirmations, have been shown to exert lower levels of urinary and blood cortisol, so that's the stress hormone, when subject to character strengths and values-based inner self-talk. That is to say, when we bolster and build up our inner positive psychology toolkit with the knowledge, the truth of the knowledge and the belief that we are kind, brave, honest, etc., assuming that we are, which most of us are, then our fear of failure in the future is much lower, because our vision of the perceived imaginary potential failure still includes a vision of ourselves as basically being okay. Without focus on strengths and values, then affirmations still work. I attached some to day 3's email about stress just as a taster, but sometimes affirmations, whilst useful for shortcutting negative thinking, may not be as useful as they could be, because they could be a little bit generic and not necessarily as deep as talking about things like love of learning, perseverance, honesty, and so forth. So I'm going to read through the 24 strengths and elaborate just a tiny bit on each one of them. Just having these 24 words in our day-to-day vocabulary will be very helpful. Number 1, creativity. That is handy when it comes to coming up with new ways to solve a problem or new ways to approach a situation, as is curiosity, being curious as to how we can better handle our thoughts and better ourselves as people. The fact that you're even engaging with this process shows a sense of curiosity. Judgment and critical thinking, being analytical, examining things from all sides, very handy. Having a love of learning, I find that very useful. If I'm going through a tricky time in the brain, I'm thinking, well, at least I'm learning about myself in this moment, and that helps to become grateful for the situation somehow. Perspective, taking a big picture view of things, very useful. Bravery and courage, who doesn't want a bit more of that? Perseverance, that is key when it comes to setbacks and so forth. Many of the world's greatest inventors or athletes or authors, like J.K. Rowling, didn't get published till she was 32, for example. The guy who invented the light bulb tried 1,000 times before it happened, and so on. Honesty, well, it's a great policy, isn't it? Life is as easy as how honest you are, somebody said to me, and since then life has been a bit easier. Zest, enthusiasm towards life. Being enthusiastic helps grant greater connection with other people, because when we're keen and energetic, other people respond to that, and it creates a positive feedback loop and makes them more likely to seek an ongoing friendship. Love, who doesn't want more of that in their life? Kindness, doing good things for people, being generous and giving. Compassion, very good for our inner workings of the body system. Social intelligence, being closely attentive of the emotions of other people. Teamwork, enjoying collaboration, being a participative member of groups and teams, helping to lead to a sense of community. Fairness, leadership, forgiveness. Forgiveness is a key one, because in any situation, if it's all a bit tricky there and you think, oh no, I think, how can I forgive this person or forgive myself in this moment? That, from my personal experience, helps dissolve a lot of negativity. Humility, letting our accomplishments speak for themselves, something I've maybe not had as much of in my time, but focusing on the goodness in other people and getting out of our own head helps to calm down a little bit. Prudence, being wise and cautious. Self-regulation, not one that I've had the most of in my time. Appreciation of beauty and excellence, I score very highly on this one. I love the stars, I love the flowers, and being able to know that miracles are occurring all around us in nature and in each other helps with any situation, because it brings that gratitude into our being, which in turn releases those endorphins and dopamine. Gratitude is the next one, experiencing thankfulness. There's a lot of research now which we'll get onto more throughout the course, particularly with gratitude, into the positive effects of gratitude. Grateful people, for example, sleep better, they're less likely to compare themselves with other people, and as a famous quote goes, comparison is the thief of joy. So when we're grateful for what we have, it also helps us to be able to celebrate the success of other people more, which leads to a happier life, less resentment for other people doing really well. Hopeful, being optimistic, expecting the best to happen and believing and working towards a positive future is again helpful for alleviating stress, because if we have a better vision for what's coming up as opposed to a worse one, then distress is less likely and eustress is more likely. Humour, being playful, smiling and laughing, helps to connect closely with other people. And finally, spirituality, and it doesn't have to be a woo-woo thing, which is why with this course I'm focusing on breathing techniques and then scientific truth about your body on a cellular level and what hormones get released when we think this stuff. But spirituality, pretty much like breathing and then being grateful for the heartbeat and going, oh, whatever it is that's giving me the electricity that is my pulse, that's providing the oxygen that's going into my blood, that's helping my muscles move around, I'm thankful for that. But I'm not separate to that because I am that thing. That's essentially a rundown of the character strengths. We'll get a bit more deeply into them as this course goes on. In the meantime, I would like to express great gratitude for you taking part in this, engaging with the process, and any thoughts, feedback, suggestions, leave a comment below, like, subscribe, and email us stresscoachtom@gmail.com for any more information. Peace.